Hello guys, so today
Never mind.
I'm going to be reacting to horror movies and stuff.
It says watching horror stories, mate.
This is gonna be scary.
Not that scary.
Just start it. Start it.
I've had creepy encounters with delivery guys in the past, but this one has got to be the creepiest of them all. It made me question my own sanity. About 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend came over for some Netflix and chill. After a while, we got hungry and decided to order pizza. I picked up my phone and called a Domino's pizza joint not too far from my apartment. It rang once before a guy picked up.
Domino's Pizza? May I take your order, please?
He emphatically
Remove your
belched.
headphones.
He pretty much sounded like one of those
I
hyper...
can't hear if I remove my headphones.
I don't know. I'm here, Dragon. Okay, Owen.
Guys. I don't know how to tell this, but
Give me some.
okay. I am gonna give you some.
It's mine.
No,
Yes.
I got 1,000 yen. So
I'm going to go in 2 minutes, actually.
in
loser.
2 minutes. Yeah, that's Timmy. This is Timmy.
Just set up this thing. I'm bold.
We should watch Mr. Nightmare. Let me search it.
Do you know Soul Master Low? It's me.
Guys, set up your device and we're gonna play the video at the same time so you guys can react too.
Okay.
Wait. This one?
Yep.
Guys, I need to go.
I was trying to
Shut
be a
up.
host, bro.
Can you watch there because the volume of this microphone is gonna be.
Wait. Say wait.
Like,
They're true stories though. That's kind of scary.
kind
Kind of.
Say, you should tell them how many drinks.
Timmy bought like 10 drinks.
It's all for me.
Should I start?
Oh wait, we're gonna watch on the stream or the video? Stream is much better.
I can't with your microphone because I'm eating chips. Maybe.
Yeah, I can say that N word. I'm blocked. Yeah, I can say that N word.
Nice.
Nigga.
Don't start the video, Priya.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna start the video.
for telemarketers.
Story 1.
I've had creepy encounters with delivery guys in the past,
Delivery guys.
but
Okay.
this one has got to be the creepiest of them all.
Okay.
It made me question my own sanity. About 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend came over for some Netflix and chill.
Netflix.
After a while, we got hungry and decided to order pizza. I picked up my phone and called a Domino's pizza joint not too far from my apartment.
Yeah.
It rang once before a guy picked up.
Domino's Pizza? May I take your order, please?
He
This guy's
emphatically
already scary.
belched. He pretty much sounded like one of those hyper telemarketers.
Yeah, I'll have 2 large pizzas with some extra onion rings on top.
I responded.
Noted, sir. Your
Sauce.
order will be delivered shortly.
It wasn't the first time I was ordering pizza from them, so I didn't doubt the assurance he gave.
Sure. Thanks, bro.
I said before I ended the call.
Yeah.
We were hopeful the pizza would arrive within 30 minutes, but after 4 long gut-wrenching hours, it still hadn't arrived.
What?
My
That's
girlfriend got
strange.
tired of waiting and decided
4
to leave.
hours and it's not.
I was then left alone in the apartment to possibly die of starvation.
Yeah.
A few minutes after my girlfriend left, I heard 3 firm knocks on the door. I thought she might have forgotten something, so I briskly walked to the door to open it. But as the door swung open, I was shocked because it wasn't the face of my girlfriend staring back at me.
What?
It was the face of some
Oh, God.
disturbing-looking dude with raggedy hair and bloodshot eyes.
Oh god.
His eyes were sunken, and the bags around them were massive. He even looked tattered, and he may or may not have had a blood stain on his shirt, now that I think about it.
Hey yo.
Of course, at the moment, I wasn't really paying attention to all those extra details. The only things that stood out for me were the Domino's branded shirt he had on, and the box of pizzas in his hand.
What the hell, dude? I've been waiting for this thing for hours.
I would
I
say that.
snapped at him. He didn't say a word. He just stood there with a blank expression on his face. His head was slightly tilted to the left for some reason.
Bro.
I would have assumed he was high, but I couldn't smell a drop of alcohol or
That's
weed on
scary.
him. I at least expected to hear an apology or something, but none was tendered.
You
That's
know
so
what,
scary.
Richard?
I peered closer at the name tag pinned to his chest.
That's so scary, bro.
Brad,
What the heck?
son, I'll take this up with your manager. Give me that.
I grudgingly pulled the boxes of pizza out of his hand.
Say it, dude.
If it wasn't for the fact that my stomach was rumbling like an earthquake, my ego probably wouldn't have let me take the pizza. I gave him the stink eye before slamming the door in his face. It was already after dark, but at least I finally had something to eat.
I think
I
it's
laid
poison.
back on the couch and got
I
ready
think
to
it's
dig
poison.
in.
It is poison.
But as I flipped one of the boxes open,
No
I
pizza.
met another shocker. One of
You're
the
on
pizza
drugs.
slices had a huge chunk bitten out of it. I was livid.
Yeah, he's on
I
drugs.
felt
He's
like
on
breaking
drugs.
a baseball bat over that guy's head, or running him over with a car. But fortunately for the guy, I lacked the energy to perform any of those feats. I dropped the pizza back on the table and grabbed my phone instead. I called the Domino's restaurant again. But unlike before, I didn't get a speedy response. The call rang about 5 or 6 times before I finally got a response.
Hello, this is Domino's. How may I help you?
This guy's already
This
scary.
time, the voice on the other side sounded more mature and calm.
Yeah, can you please transfer me to the manager? I'd like to speak to him about my order and the delivery service I received. I'm the manager. What's the problem?
The man asked.
My pizza was delivered 4 hours late, and it looked like some douchebag had eaten out of it. Oh, that's terrible. Did you get the name of your delivery guy?
The manager asked.
Yes, his name was Richard Bradson.
The call line suddenly went cold. I could hear him breathing on the other side, but he wasn't
What?
saying anything.
Hello? Are you still there?
That's scary.
I asked.
Yeah. I'm here.
I think it was
I'm
planned.
here.
I think it
His
was
voice
planned.
abruptly began to sound jittery and nervous. I could immediately tell something was wrong.
When did you receive this delivery?
The manager asked.
At about 8:27 p.m. this evening.
I responded. The line went cold again. I was tempted to ask if there was a problem, but I just decided to wait for his response. I grabbed a piece of pizza so I could calm my raging stomach while I waited.
Why
Eventually,
is he eating it?
he
That's so dumb.
responded with a stern tone.
Down.
I'm afraid that's impossible, son. Richard Bradson is dead.
Instantly,
What?
I felt a cold chill run down my spine. Maybe he was playing a prank or just trying to pull my leg. I wondered.
That's ridiculous. I just saw him like 3 minutes ago.
Dead?
I asserted.
I don't know what to tell you, son, but it's all over the news. You can go see
What?
for yourself. He died in a freak car accident earlier this afternoon. He had never missed an order up until today. It's just tragic, really.
What?
He was...
While the manager was still speaking, I slowly lowered my phone onto the couch and tuned to the news channel. I was left completely horror-stricken by the first frame. Pictures of the same guy who was standing in front of my door minutes ago were all over the news. He and 3 others were involved in a crash. He had been declared deceased. I felt like I was losing my mind. I jolted off the couch and dashed to the lobby. But there was no trace of him. I even ran out into the cold, dark street, but he was gone. I walked back to my apartment, bolted the doors, and just sat on my couch. I tried to make sense of the entire evening, but nothing made sense. If you ever notice your boss acting strange, don't ignore it. Don't pretend that you're okay with it and it'll go away. I'm saying this because I thought I could ignore my boss. And what happened was bad enough that I'm in therapy for it. It happened a week ago. I'm a pizza delivery driver, and every night is the same. I clock in and make a few deliveries throughout the night. Then towards the end of my shift, my boss makes strange comments to me. Usually, I just ignore him. But this one night, he was especially pushy.
Hey, you look beautiful tonight. Why don't you come to my house after your shift and we can get a few drinks?
Sus, bro. So sus.
Thanks, but
So
I'm
sorry.
busy.
I'm just joking with you, Gloria. Lighten up.
I laughed, but I could see his stare following me as I pulled out my phone to clock out. Right before I hit the button, however, the phone rang. The manager walked over to it, picked it up, and answered.
Hey, we got a late order. Gloria, why don't you take it?
I sighed and reluctantly agreed. The address was a little ways away in a well-to-do neighborhood, but I had...
Guys, I'll be right back in like 1 minute. So wait.
Where the fuck you going, mate? Anyways, bye.
Little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright.
Okay, guys. Good news. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, can you go over? Sure. Liz, thank you. Okay, I'm back.
That's mine.
I'm back. Guys, okay. I'm gonna resume the video.
No idea
Since I ran
what
out
kind
of chips.
horror awaited me there. I knocked
Here's
on
some
the
drinks
door
if
and
you
the
want.
woman answered.
Wait, guys. Wait. Okay.
No, this much more better.
Oh, the pizza is already here.
That's so
I'm
scary.
so sorry.
That's so
Come
scary.
in while I get my wallet.
That's so scary, bro.
Okay.
You don't like your
I
own
stepped
video?
inside and immediately noticed something strange. There were photos of me up on the walls. Every wall was covered with pictures. I recoiled, realizing that these photos were taken from the CCTV footage from the surveillance cameras my manager had installed a while back.
What the?
Before
what the
I
heck?
could finish my sentence, however, I heard footsteps and whirled around toward the door. There stood my manager. You can't possibly understand the horrifying
demon?
picture he painted as he stood there. My car's headlights casting a
manager?
shadow on his disfigured body. His hands hung at his sides,
What?
much larger than the rest of his lanky arms. His round
stalker,
eyes
he's a
stared at me
stalker.
wildly, and a grin spread over his face. I could barely stop
stalker, bro.
screaming, but I still felt hopeful. Maybe he had come to rescue me.
What are you doing here?
You always reject me, and now I can have you. You think that you could just ignore me and get away with it?
I glanced past him and saw that his
What
wife was standing just behind him, her eyes fixed on the ceiling as she muttered over and over.
He'll have you. He'll always have you. He'll have you. He'll always have you.
Bro, what the heck?
Her face showed no emotion, as if she were not aware of what was going on. I screamed and ran into the next room, but he came after me, screaming and shouting. I could hear his heavy footsteps thudding behind me, his huge hands reaching for me. I managed to dodge into another room, but as I ran, I saw his wife advance from another doorway.
What is wrong with you? Don't you care that your husband is trying to hurt me?
Still staring at the ceiling, she simply grinned wider and raised a rolling pin in the air. I realized then that they were both psychos, and I had to escape. I made a run for the window and managed to jump out just as they reached me, closing the window behind me. My car was only a few feet away and I made it into it with barely enough time to lock the doors behind me. The manager and his wife came running out. The manager held nothing in his hands, but the rage on his face was evident. He gnashed his small teeth as he saw where he was. turning toward his wife and telling her something. I couldn't hear, but the next moment he turned and began to run toward me, his wife following just behind him. I put the car in reverse and peeled out of the driveway, not looking back until I was a few blocks away. I reported them to the police that night and they were arrested. As it turns out, he was responsible for some of the missing girls in town over the past few months. Never ignore your boss. Never ignore them. What makes this whole ordeal worse, however, is that some of the pictures on his walls weren't from the CCTV footage. Some of them were of me when I was sleeping, when I was driving, or even when I was alone in my own home. I can only conclude that my boss had been stalking me and planning this attack for months. It still sends a chill down my spine when I think about it. But the worst thing is the realization of how close I could have come to the same fate as those other unfortunate girls. Don't ignore your boss if they act strange. Don't assume that it'll blow over and that everything will be okay. Reach out to someone you trust and make sure that they know what's going on. Your safety is more important than anything else. I can safely say that I'm never going to deliver pizza again.
Yeah, you should never. You should never ignore your boss.
Hey guys, my name is Alan, and let me tell you, I'm a big pizza fanatic. I like to try every flavor you can possibly imagine, whether it's exotic or not. If there's pizza, I'll be there.
Me too.
Anyway, every time a new pizza place opens, I go there to buy it. Do you know why? Because I'm terrified of pizza deliveries. It may seem strange, but after I tell you my story, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It all started one normal night. It was 4 a.m. and the doorbell woke me up. It was probably a kid playing a joke on me, so I slept on. The next day, I watched the security camera to see if the kid was a neighbor I recognized, but to my surprise, it wasn't. The person who had rung my doorbell was a pizza delivery guy. But he was no ordinary pizza delivery guy. Something was wrong with him. The man had no lips. His teeth were crooked and rotten, and his mouth was huge. But what scared me the most was the look on his face. The person knew where the security camera was, and I felt that when I looked at him. He looked me straight in the eyes. Pizza delivery. After those short but terrifying words, the man dropped off the pizza and left. When I went to check my front door, the pizza was still there. I had the audacity to open it, and when I did, I almost threw up. The pizza was rotten, full of maggots and bugs. I threw it in the trash and saved the video just in case. From that day on, the nightmare started to repeat itself. Every day at dawn, this man would ring my doorbell, and after saying pizza delivery, he would just leave. I called the police several times, and once they even arrested him, but they let him go very quickly. Why would they arrest him? For bringing me a pizza? The only option I had was to confront him, but to tell you the truth, I was scared to death. This man was scary, and I didn't know what he was capable of. I let everything take its natural course until one day, I discovered that if you don't take care of these things, they will take care of you. This was a Saturday night. My wife had taken our children to their grandparents' house where they would spend the weekend. I was alone in the house, or so I thought. I was about to leave the bathroom when suddenly, in the bathtub, I saw something that caught my attention. It was a slice of rotten pizza, and to make it even worse, the pizza was hot. Someone had left it here recently. Upon my discovery, I noticed eyes watching me from the dining room. I ran to the bathroom door and the invader came rushing in, but I managed to close the door first. On the other side, the violent knocking was not long in coming. This person was desperate to get into the bathroom. I didn't know what he wanted or what he could do to me, but I definitely didn't want to find out. Seconds, minutes, and hours passed. I wanted to get out of the bathroom and try to escape, but I knew that if I did, this man could catch me. I listened as footsteps headed towards the dining room door, the only way out of my house. That's when I came up with a plan. Open the door, run to the kitchen, grab my cell phone, and hide in the bathroom again. That way I could call the police and save myself. I opened the door and started to run, but something stopped me. Not one, but 3 men knocked me down.
What?
They were all
Yeah?
dressed like pizza delivery guys,
heck?
but unlike the man who was harassing me, they had strange and terrifying animal
That's so
masks.
scary, bro.
From the dining room came the man who, without the mask, was scarier than any other.
guy,
The
oh.
man who visited me at night.
The broccoli man.
Please don't do anything to me. All my money is in my mattress. It has a lock on the side of the wall. Take everything. After a signal from the stalker's head, all the delivery guys with masks started to destroy my house.
What?
They pulled out drawers, broke the furniture, and threw any papers everywhere. It was as if they were looking for something, but they didn't really stop to look at anything.
What?
At the same time, the unmasked man came towards me with a pizza box while 2 of the other masked men were holding me. Without warning, the man started shoving rotten pizza into my mouth. I could feel the worms, the bugs, and the rotten cheese all over my tongue at the same time. I wanted to vomit, but before I could get anything out of my mouth, the unmasked man put his foot in my mouth so I couldn't spit out the food. Come on, I thought you liked pizza. With all my strength, I managed to free my right arm, and grabbing my attacker's foot, I pulled him back and he fell. I hit the man holding my other arm and ran as fast away from my house as I could. In just a few seconds, the men were already catching up to me. One lunged at me and grabbed my feet, while the other 3 grabbed my arms and ran. As the 4 men held me outside my house, the unmasked man approached me with a screwdriver that he pulled out of his pocket. The man sat on top of me and began to rub the tool in the center of my chest, indicating that this is where he was going to stick it. Please, don't hurt me. I haven't done anything to you. I have a wife and children that I love. They won't know what to do without me. Please stop. Ignoring me, the man raised the screwdriver, ready to attack me, but he never did. The man stopped completely, not because of my speech, but because behind him, several policemen were pointing their guns at him.
That was close.
Once they were all arrested, I learned that my neighbors saw the men entering my house and immediately called the police. Under heavy interrogation, the unmasked men confessed that they were not really delivery guys, but had been hired to kill me. The whole show with the pizza and the disguises were a ruse to make the police think that I was killed by psychopaths or members of some strange cult. Shortly after, they also confessed that it was my wife who had ordered the hit. She never went to see her parents, but to her lover instead. She hoped that after I had been killed, she could keep the house and live with another man. Today, we're on trial, and I'm about to win. Nowadays, I live a quiet life with my children, and we're all pizza fanatics. But as I told you before, from that day on, I'm always going to pick it up on my own, lest I run into the wrong delivery guy.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Really?
that's why I bought it.
Thank you, bro. Guys, this was the end of this horror animation, but guys, do you have any recommended videos?
Surveillance cameras, my man.
Do you have any recommended videos? Do you have recommended videos for me to watch?
That's much better.
Mr. Scary? I have given one.
Mr. Scary. Try that. I'm gonna search it for you.
Let me try Mr. Scary then. Mr. Scary.
Bro, what is Mr. Scary?
Scray. That's fucking Scray. Mr. Scray.
Mr. Scary. Is it?
That. I think I see it.
Wait, lockdown.
Oh, that's a cool one. Sure. It's a school shooting.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna be watching this video with you guys now.
Only 6 viewers? I mean 5? Oh.
Okay, anyways, I'm gonna be watching the video. Wait, how about you reload the video?
You know who said it, Mr. Scary?
I'm gonna be.
It's me.
To the servant
I'm
said
the one
dancing lady. Dancing lady. Let me check that.
I'm the one that said
For
Mr.
real?
Scary.
Can I
Yeah,
see?
for real.
Okay, can you say it?
Dancing lady.
That's a Serbian dancing lady.
This is scary. Guys, I'm gonna invite people from Discord server, so stay in the stream and many people
Give
will
me
come.
permission to the announcement and YouTube streams.
Okay. Who are you? Where are you?
Timmy, up.
Timmy? Oh, I found you. Okay.
At least give me your office.
No, not bots.
At least give me your office. Oh, you did.
See, I'm the one that
Hey,
was
OG.
scared.
Wait, not content creator. I'm not a YouTuber.
Okay.
Good.
Now you can do it, I think.
Yeah, I think I can. Let me see. No, I still can't. You changed the permission on it.
Watching horror.
At least put it on your fucking YouTube.
Oh, guys,
and stream on
wait,
us, man.
who's supposed to say yeah? Timmy
and Koki, his little brother.
Timmy and Koki. Timmy is actually my friend from school and also
Social media manager.
Hi.
I'm gonna sniff him. Stinky.
Hey yo.
So stinky.
Hi. It's me.
I'm gonna invite.
No hush, little baby.
Don't
you
grow
cry.
cry.
They're not gonna come tonight.
Do this one.
Sorry.
Guys, I'm gonna be
after the
reacting
ordered
to Dancing Lady now.
And after this one.
Dancing Lady, here I go.
Dancing Lady, then this one.
Dancing Lady, okay.
It was a dark, moonless night in the small Serbian town of
Her voice is
Zvezdara.
already scary.
My
bro.
coworker Anna and I were walking home after a long day
Cute.
and decided to take the shortcut through the alleyway of the cathedral. We hummed a tune to pass the time. The only sound accompanying us was the soft shuffling of leaves under our feet. The streets were empty, except for a few stray cats darting around in the shadows.
That's scary, bro.
I bent down and fed them half my sandwich from lunch. As we neared the end of the street, a chill ran down my spine. The cats started hissing and yowling in terror, then ran past us. It was then that we saw her, a woman
cat, bro.
dancing straight ahead.
Bro,
She was
this is
standing on
scary.
the other side of the street, illuminated only by the flickering light of a nearby street
You saw a
lamp.
Dancing Lady.
At first, I thought she was a street performer.
I would be terrified.
Dressed in traditional Serbian
Look at her
clothing with
face.
a long
Her face is
flowing
already
skirt
scary.
that swayed with her every movement.
Wait,
But as we got closer, I noticed that something was off. Her movements were unnatural, jerky, and
Real life
exaggerated.
accident?
Yeah.
Her
You
face
just
was
need to stay quiet
expressionless,
and go away.
her
no,
eyes
real
vacant. We turned around and quickened our pace, wanting to put some distance
Please
between
don't
us.
chase the girls, bro.
But the dancing lady followed,
Bro, follow?
her movements becoming more
don't
frenzied. So we
Don't
ran.
panic and
We
go.
tried to lose her, but she was right behind us.
Oh!
And Anna tripped and fell.
Guys, I have to ask you guys, is this
Yes, it is real life.
this is real?
Yeah, there's a lot of encounters.
This is real, bro?
It's even in the government rules thing. I think.
Dancing Lady is real? Is she a human?
It's not a human technically.
See, look at
It's
the
like a
chat.
tribal-
Look at the chat.
They
Look
are.
at the chat. It says yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
I couldn't stop
You can do
running.
research on it if you want.
I looked back. Her long fingers reached out and grabbed
Bro.
Anna by the shoulder, her nails digging into her flesh. She struggled to break free, but the dancing woman was too strong.
Watch this.
I
next, buddy.
screamed in anger,
Next.
cursing the stranger, and ran over to free Anna. The strange woman smiled from ear to ear and released her. She immediately grabbed me. Her grip tightened, and I could feel her hot breath on the back of my neck. She whispered something in a language I didn't understand. But even if I had, I don't think I would have been able to comprehend the madness in her voice. She pushed me to the ground. As she danced around me,
Hey, yo.
I felt a sense of overwhelming dread.
Is she cursing?
I sat there frozen in terror.
Cursing plus breaking rules.
The woman continued to dance,
You can't
moving
do
with a
this
grace and fluidity that seemed supernatural. Her movements were wild, and her face was contorted into a grotesque grin. I tried not to fixate on her and looked around for an escape, Then she pulled out a knife, and I knew that I was in the
Chill.
presence of something evil,
Chill,
something
bro.
beyond my comprehension. The dancing lady seemed to be in a trance, lost in a world of her own. But she wasn't alone.
Like 5%.
Suddenly, I heard a scream coming from behind me. I turned to see Anna being dragged away by two figures
Bro,
dressed in black.
Dancing lady, gotta chill.
They were faceless, featureless shadows, their movements silent and swift. I tried to run after them, but the dancing lady held me back with a strength that defied her small figure.
Why?
Anna's screams echoed through the empty streets, growing fainter and fainter until they faded away completely.
More hands here.
I was left alone with the dancing lady, her movements growing more frenzied by the second. I knew that if I didn't get away soon, I would suffer the same fate as my friend. With a burst of adrenaline, I managed to break free and run as fast as I could in the opposite direction. I didn't look back until I had reached the safety of my own apartment building. And when I did, I could have sworn I saw the woman floating in the air in the distance. As I fumbled with my keys,
yo.
I could feel the dancing lady's eyes boring into the back of my head. But when I took one last look as I closed the door, she was gone. I bolted it shut and ran inside, and panicked as I called Anna's cell phone. There was no response. I called a few more times and each call went straight to voicemail. 1,000 thoughts were running through my head. Maybe she was able to fight them off and run away, but dropped her phone in the process. Perhaps she was already safe at home and passed out in exhaustion. Or maybe she isn't picking up because she can't. Then Anna finally called me back, and I sighed
I
in
think it's the
relief.
dancing lady.
But when I answered the phone, hello? All I heard was the sound of heavy breathing and then the foreign language. I felt dread in the pit of my stomach. So I hung up on whoever that was and immediately called the police. They told me they'd be at my place in 5 minutes. I sat on my couch, shaking and counting down the seconds until I would be protected. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up.
What?
I looked over at my balcony door, and there she was, the dancing lady, holding Anna's head in one hand and her bloody knife with the other. I nearly fainted. She just kept dancing, while scratching the glass door with her knife. Her moves were more erratic. As I watched her move from side to side, I was hypnotized. Despite my fear, I couldn't look away. It was as if I was under her spell, entranced by her dance.
Punch yourself and knock
I
yourself
slowly
out.
got up,
Yeah.
walked over, slid the door open, and let her in.
Why?
And had lost control of my body.
Oh.
We started dancing together.
What?
Our eyes were locked on one another. The dancing lady was unlike anything I had ever encountered before. Her movements were eerie and unsettling, and her eyes seemed to pierce through my very soul. And she pulled up her knife to the side of my neck and whispered in her language again. I wanted to scream and punch her, but I couldn't. Then we heard the police
Traditional Serbian
sirens,
dance?
my saving grace, as they ran up the stairs and started banging on my door. The dancing lady
Rescue.
kissed me farewell on the cheek,
What
then
the-
jumped out the balcony into the night. I stared into the darkness. The only sound was the pounding of my heart. And then I fainted. The next morning, I woke up in the hospital. I sat up in bed, sweating and shaking. I sat there, lost in my thoughts as the doctor took a few tests then discharged me. I asked about Anna and the dancing lady, and they looked at me confused and checked my head once more.
Was it a dream?
As I left, I called Anna's family. I didn't know how to explain what had happened to their daughter. But as we talked, I realized something strange. Anna's family didn't seem to remember who she was.
What?
It was as if she had never existed. I tried to brush it off as a bizarre coincidence, but the more I thought about it, the more it troubled me. And then I remembered the strange language the dancing lady had spoken to me.
Oh.
So I scoured the internet and spoke to locals for any clues that could shed light on the mysterious woman.
Oh my god.
It turned out that the dancing lady was a demon. A powerful entity capable of possessing those it encountered, forcing them to dance until they died of exhaustion or were consumed by madness. The faceless shadows that took Anna were her minions. I knew I had to do something, so I started to learn everything I could about her, her weaknesses. I prepared myself for the inevitable showdown. I went to the cathedral where I first encountered the dancing lady and waited. It was a dark, moonless night, much like the one when I first encountered her. But this time I was armed with my knowledge. She appeared out of thin air. I stood my ground and faced the demon head on. The battle was fierce, and at times it seemed as though the dancing lady had the upper hand. But I refused to give in, drawing on all my strength. And then, in a final burst of energy, I struck her with a powerful blow, sending her reeling backward. For a moment, there was silence, and I thought that I had won. But then, with a roar, she lunged
Getting a charger.
forward, her body twisting and contorting in an unnatural dance. I braced myself for the worst, ready to face whatever the demon had in store, and remembered that demons could be weakened with the power of faith. And so I began to recite the prayers my grandmother had taught me as a child. As I prayed, her movements became more sluggish. And then, in a blinding flash of light, she was gone, leaving me standing alone in the darkness. The memory of that night still haunts me to this
That
day.
was scary. That was so scary.
I don't know what the dancing lady wanted from me. I learned that there are things in this world that defy explanation, forcing us to confront the limits of our own sanity.
That was so scary.
In the end, there was no escaping the Serbian dancing lady. She had claimed me as her own, and I was doomed to be her eternal dance partner.
Hey yo. That was scary, guys.
Wait, next
What
this.
the hell
this,
was
this.
that?
This
What
one.
the hell was that?
So yeah, this one.
bro?
This one. I saw her before. I saw her once.
Mananga.
Just copy like the thing. I saw her once, by the way. That urban legend. I saw it once.
Bro, okay, guys, I'm gonna be watching this girl called Manananggal. Okay, let's.
I experienced
watch
it once, by the way.
What the heck? Let's watch it.
My father used to love being a jeepney driver,
Yeah.
especially when my mom accompanied him. Mom worked as a sales lady in one of the local boutiques,
Oh.
but when she was about to give birth, decided to accompany my dad whenever and wherever he drove.
Wait.
Haha, good for her.
She would
Good for
sit in
that
the
guy.
front seat and collect the fare from passengers. This was a good arrangement,
tilted?
and if needed, Dad would be able to easily drive her to the nearest hospital.
Yeah.
During the time, there were many researchers visiting the Tarzier Foundation,
This is my car.
so there was a need for transportation. Dad was hesitant to let Mom accompany him late at night, and he wasn't the only one. My Lola insisted that she stay home too. Ay nako, mabdos man ka. Magpuyo diri sa balay, Lola would say. Ma, I'll be alright. I'll just sit in the front seat with Adrian.
You
No
won't be alright,
problem,
brother.
Mom assured her. Naitao, nagsuroy, na dili maayo para nimo,
How does she know
Lola
that?
argued. Ooh, ay basta. My Lola believed in folk tales and old superstitions. She would give up after a few minutes of arguing, but not before giving my mom something to carry around. Sometimes she would hand her a crab shell, sometimes a plastic bag full of garlic, and on that particular day, a bottle of salt. Why is Mama asking you to carry that? Dad asked as passengers boarded the jeepney. I don't know, but she insists I carry it. They didn't understand until one fateful night, when they encountered something that neither of them could explain. One day, my dad was hired by a group of tourists to be their personal jeepney driver for the day. Their offer was beyond what was normally earned in a day, so he didn't hesitate to accept the job. Mom was just as excited as Dad was, since they would be driving through various countryside roads and local touristy spots.
Yeah.
She'd be their tour guide during the ride. "Do you think we can see the Tarsiers?" one of the tourists asked. "Yes, we'll be passing by the Tarsier Foundation soon." During the day, it was a beauty to behold, but at night, it was so dark and scary. It felt like someone was watching them from the woods.
Whoa, that's scary.
They escorted the passengers wherever they wanted. And slowly, it got darker, until it was nightfall. So they drove them to their hotel and headed back home. But when they approached the main road, there was a blockage and several construction workers.
That's bad.
Apparently, they were starting repairs and wouldn't be done until dawn.
Oh
But
my.
this road leads straight to where we live.
They gotta say.
Pasensya kayo, one of the workers said. There was no point in getting mad. Dad tried to think of another possible route. "What about the route we passed earlier? The one by the forest?" My dad was nervous. He didn't want her to know how that particular one scared him at night. He asked the workers if there were any roads that were open, but they apologized and said no. "Adrian, let's just go back the way we came. I'm sleepy." He let out a sigh, and after a few minutes, agreed.
That's good.
Dad turned the jeepney around and drove towards the route by the forest. It was completely dark,
Yeah.
save for a few street lamps that were flickering along the road. Dad turned the high beams on and drove as carefully as possible. There was an eerie silence. "This is nice," Mom said as she relaxed in her seat. "We don't usually go home by ourselves." She could sense that he was anxious. "I'll just sleep." She closed her eyes and fell asleep shortly after. My dad had to be calm since he was driving with his very pregnant wife. He took deep breaths and carefully drove along the road,
Good luck,
humming
bro.
a tune to pass the time.
This one's next.
He tried to focus while ignoring all the sounds around him.
AKA curse.
It seemed like it was going to be a quiet drive when his heart jumped out of his chest as he heard a very odd scratching sound coming from the roof of the
What?
jeepney. He stopped the vehicle for a bit and stuck his head out to see what it was. Nothing. "That's very odd,"
I'm Filipino.
he thought, then continued to drive.
She's Japanese.
Perhaps it was a branch.
I'm
He
Japanese.
focused on the road while listening to my
Timmy
mom
is
sleep.
Filipino, which is
But-
The sooner they got home, the better. He continued to drive through the dark road when my mom moaned and groaned as if she were having a nightmare.
Bro, I think it's her.
"Jer, okay ra ka diya?" he asked. When she didn't reply, he asked again, "Are you having a nightmare?"
Visayas.
Again, no response. He slowly turned to see what was wrong and gasped. There was a long, thin black tube piercing Mom's stomach.
Oh, that's fucking manana.
It looked like liquid was seeping out of the hole, and she tossed and turned while still asleep. What was the black tube? When he reached out and touched it, it was fleshy
That's
and wet.
bad.
It was slimy and something was going through it.
I recommend putting
It took a
garlic and
few
salt.
seconds for him to realize that this tube was sucking
like a
something
vampire.
out of Mom's stomach. Or specifically, someone. My dad immediately grabbed the tube and
Whoa.
pulled it out of her stomach.
It's eating the
Oh.
baby
There was
inside.
an open wound. Blood slowly seeped out, so he sped to the hospital. The tube slithered back into the hole through
Why?
the jeepney roof,
Manananggal.
and suddenly there was a flapping sound coming from behind. He looked at the side mirrors to see what it was. and saw a horrifying creature flying towards them.
Whoa.
It looked like a woman with long stringy black hair and blood-red eyes. She wore a tattered blouse and had no legs. She had long claws and large bat-like wings. Her mouth had large fangs and a black tube sticking out of it. It was her tongue. The creature flew towards them. Then it let out a screech as it increased its speed. Mom needed to be rushed to the hospital. It was the only thing Dad could think about. But then,
Oh
the
my
creature
God.
broke through the back of the jeepney. Glass shattered everywhere. Suddenly, the adrenaline rush kicked in, and he remembered the salt. Before the creature could insert its tongue into Mom again, Dad grabbed the bottle of salt from Mom's purse and sprinkled it on its tongue. Immediately, the creature started to screech again, but miraculously flew out of the vehicle.
Yes.
He didn't look back or listen. Mom was still fast asleep and clearly in pain. He continued speeding to the nearest hospital. As soon as they reached the main road, the screeches stopped. The creature was gone,
Finally.
but Mom was slowly bleeding out. When they got to the hospital, she was wheeled into the emergency room to have a C-section. Fortunately, the baby wasn't harmed. She was born prematurely, but otherwise healthy.
Emergency pause, I think.
While Mom rested, Dad tried to understand what just happened. Ay nako, thank you Lord. My Lola arrived. He told her about the creature, and as soon as he finished, she said that the creature they encountered was an abat, also known as a manananggal. A creature that takes the form of a woman with a hunger for unborn children and organs. Every night, she detaches from her lower half,
Whoa.
sprouts bat wings, and flies around in search of pregnant women. She would then lower her long black tongue and pierce through the pregnant woman's stomach to eat the unborn baby.
What?
From that day on, they made it a point to go home before 6 p.m. Mom stayed home with the baby, and before leaving the house, carried salt and garlic. They were afraid of seeing that creature again. Some days, Dad swore he could still hear the screeching and flapping of wings while driving. And
But
sometimes,
there's no baby.
he still hears scratching on the roof of his jeepney.
That's just flashbacks.
Yeah.
This one's if you want to.
Bro, guys, wasn't this scary? Sup, Seibo? Hello, Mr. Bobo Game. I'm starting streaming in 8 minutes. That's good. That was something, to be honest. Say, do you have Saku-sama? What's
This one or that one
That's
first?
a.
Which one?
Say, do you Saki have a sama?
Say which one first? This one or the Sakusama?
Guys, should I do?
Yeah, do that one first then.
I'm actually gonna watch at have his Aku-sama. Okay.
Akishama.
Oh my god.
Oh, the 8-foot tall.
So
baby.
someone sing Scary Doctor, please.
Wait. I think I know that.
Pom pom.
I think I know this story.
Excuse me.
It's so scary.
Yeah, luckily there was like one lady, like one person that escaped.
Hashak-sama.
Hakushima.
Hashak-sama. I know this one.
Stop.
Wakashima-sama.
Stop.
Bro, I don't want to watch this because this is too scary. This is too scary.
Or do this one, like,
This is
This.
so scary, bro.
so yeah, this one or that one? Which one? That one or this one? You choose. Because if it's that, I ain't forcing it.
Hey, I'm battery 0.
No charge.
3年前のあの夏、
Let's watch this.
友人の実家に遊びに行った時、
This monster is actually a Japanese monster, and this is the original. Can we watch the infamous Japanese urban legend after some time? Okay, sure.
I have 0
Wanna watch
Can you look at-
Hachisaku-sama? Wanna watch Hachisaku-sama?
Sure, you
Hashtag-sama.
you can look.
Wanna watch
I'm gonna go into
Hashtag-sama?
bed. I wanna watch.
Let's watch Hashtag. Let's watch. Let's watch.
I'll be here.
Okay.
You can go sit there.
Okay.
Okay. This is so scary. So, guys, be prepared. Okay. Be prepared.
And he needs to see the shot. By the way.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
あの事件は起きたんだ。
This is Japanese. Let me put on
Translation.
English translation.
There's no translation.
Subtitles.
There's no translation.
Options. There's no
You
translation.
can't. It's on the video.
Wait, this is so scary, guys. Watch it. This is the scariest.
I'm just gonna go and grab the
あの出来事以降、僕はあの町に行っていない。
This is Japanese, but I
行
hope
かなかったんじゃなくて、行けな
just watch the thing and you guys can understand.
かったんだ。今日はその出来事について話したいと思う。
いやー、やっぱ田舎の方は涼しくていいな。
Oh shit. Oh no.
He needs to see the shot.
でかっ。
糸信さん、なんだ、もうついてたんですね。入ってくれてよかったんですよ。
ごめん勝手が分かんないけどさ。
どうかしました？
いや、なんでもない。
じゃあ入りましょうか。3年ぐらい。
3年ぶりだよね。
そうですね。
相当だね、そうなったら。
いやー、お元気でしたか、本当に。
いやー、大変だったよ。
あ、そうですか。
あ、そういえばさっきさ、すっげえでっかい女の人がいて、女装した人かな。
そんな人見たことないな。
生垣のとこに行ってさ、帽子かぶってポポポポポポポポとか言ってさ。
え？
何？
糸信さん、それいつ見たんですか？どのくらい高かったんですか？
何どう
いいから。
さっきだよ。高さはよくわかんないけど、すげえでかかったと思う。
糸信さん、それ八尺様ですよ。
は？八尺様？
まずいことになったな。すいません、ちょっと待っててください。
Let's watch before you go to because it's 5 minutes. Hashtag-sama. It's so scary.
何これ？
それを持って今日は部屋から出ないでください。
急にそんなさ。てか八尺様って何？
この辺りで出る妖怪みたいなもんです。人によって見える姿は違うんですけど、共通しているのはポポポポっていう変な声を発するってことで。
妖怪？
この地域に封印してるんですけどね。それに見られると数日中に取り殺されるって言うんですよ。
そんなバカみたいな話。
バカみたいでも事実なんです。現に糸信さんだったら見たでしょ。今日は絶対にこの部屋から出ないでください。トイレも申し訳ないけどこれにしてください。
I'm gonna watch this.
マジかよ。
Wait.
もうすぐ日が暮れます。明日の朝までここから出ないでください。俺は糸信さんを呼びませんし、絶対に声をかけません。朝になったら糸信さんの方から出てきて大丈夫です。そしたら俺が速攻駅まで送りますから。
Just open some random door.
なんでこんなことに。
This is scary, guys. Watch it till the end.
Pause it, please. What? Then teach me where's the toilet, man. Please.
Wait.
He's dead.
Look.
No, I'm scared. What? 2 people are watching.
Oh shit.
俺は糸信さんを呼びませんし、絶対に声をかけません。
とてつもなく長い夜に感じたが、それでも朝は来るもので、時計の針は7時を示していた。どうやら気を失ってしまっていたらしい。荷物をまとめ、急いで部屋から出た。
早く乗ってください。目を閉じてください。駅まで過ぎます。見ないで。
これ以降、あの町には行っていない。行ってはいけないからだ。見入られた僕がもう一度あそこを訪れることは死を意味する。でも封印の外なら安心だ。安心、そのはずだった。
Guys, that was scary.
What's next, by the way? I got some recommendations.
Now I feel like my window's moving. That's scary. Bro, they left the room. I'm scared. I'm alone in the room. At least there's 3 viewers. Guys, should I resume donating? Should I keep donating? Should I keep donating, guys? Yeah, I should. Yes, guys, I'm gonna start a new live stream. No, more reaction. Okay, sure, more reaction. More scary stuff. Okay. I think the only viewer is you, Titi. So what do you want to watch? Mr. Titi. Scary Japanese urban legend. Oh shit. Scary Japanese urban legends.
Which one next?
Oh, shitty poo poo pants liquid.
Do you wanna do this one? The one there?
Wait,
the one that poisoned me?
But Titi said he wants to watch this.
Okay, sure. After that, this.
Let's play a murder reassurance.
I'm low battery. So I'm just charging it.
Warning.
Here's the chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Ow,
Warning.
sorry.
The video you are about to watch contains material not suitable for your younger audience.
Oh, please don't watch.
The following images and or content may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Bro, Titi, are you sure about this?
Wait.
Titi, are you sure?
Titi, are you sure? Are you really sure?
Titi, are you sure about this? Because this is about to get so scary.
Let me read all of it.
Sure, okay. Okay, he said sure.
Let me read all of it.
I'm gonna watch this at your own risk, okay?
Wait, this copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1974, allowance is made of fair use of purpose such criticism.
Comment
News supporting teaching.
No copyright, okay.
Are you sure? No copyright? Are you sure? Good boy.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna be reacting this. This is about to be scary.
I ain't watching, I'm scared.
I really have no intro for this.
I actually don't want to watch this also, but Tutti asked for it, so I guess
Cursed poems, cursed flash animations, cursed
please.
dreams, cursed mirrors, and a whole slew of demons.
Please.
But after all, they're just stories.
Seibo, can you please stop
They can't hurt.
spamming emojis?
True, right? These are the top 40 creepiest Japanese urban legends.
Oh my god. This is about to get legit scary.
Girl from the Gap.
Oh, this is scary.
The girl from the Gap is a spirit living in gaps or cracks in
watch
houses,
this.
such as in between furniture, doors, or drawers. She appears mostly as a slim female of unknown age, and will often make their target feel like there's someone there, watching them from a distance. According to the spirit, if one day you were to see her, she will ask you to play hide and seek before disappearing off. The second time you see her eyes within a gap, she will take you to hell or another dimension.
Oh my god.
10 dreams.
10 dreams?
The legend of the 10 days of dreams goes like this. You will dream for 10 days in succession. Each dream comes with a rule you must follow. Warning. If you hear this story, you might begin having the same dreams.
No, please. If the same dreams are gonna happen, I don't wanna watch this. I don't wanna watch this, Tutti, please. Please, this is too scary.
Dude, you're good. You're
Bro,
good.
Tutti, you're
You're good.
You're a psychopath.
You're good, dude. It's not gonna haunt your dreams unless you think about it.
Yeah, I always think about it.
Stupid.
Say daddy, what the heck?
Hey, daddy.
Mr. Tutti, are you sure? Tutti, are you legit sure? It's me, Cheeky, bro. Hello, Mr. Cheeky Frogs. Bro, this is about to be so scary. This is about to be so scary. Sure? Are you sure, bro? Okay, I guess.
Watch it.
I guess I'm gonna watch it.
Starting within 3 days. If you'd like to avoid this story, skip to here.
Bro, he's serious. This narrator is serious about this.
Because you know why he's serious about it?
Bro, look, guys, look. Bro, please.
That's Russian sleep experiment. Not really scary.
I'm gonna do it.
First day. You will dream that you are sleeping in your room.
Small screen, actually.
Then you will notice a girl peeping through the window.
No.
First rule, you must let the girl in.
No.
Second day. The girl is inside your room.
No.
She's looking downward and you cannot see her face because of her long hair. She is muttering something. After a while, you realize she is saying, please. Please.
No.
Second rule. Let her come into the bed and lie down next to you. Third day. You and the girl are lying side by side. You are now able to see the girl's face. Her face is horribly burnt. Third rule. Do not cry out when you see her face. Fourth day. You get out of the bed. The girl says, let's go to the park. Fourth rule. Take the girl to the nearest park without saying a word. Fifth day. When you arrive at the park, you will notice someone pushing a stroller. Look closely, and you will notice that the mother is a cat and the baby is a dog.
No, please.
Fifth rule. You must kill either one of them. Sixth day. While you are playing with the girl in the park, you will see an airship about to take off.
Bro.
Sixth rule. Make sure you get on the airship in time. Seventh day. The airship is full of people who, just like you, have heard this story. 7th rule. Find a seat for yourself at any cost.
I'm back at my seat, bitches.
8th day. After some time, red roses and black roses start raining down on you.
Bro, freaking scary.
8th rule. Throw out only the black roses from the airship. 9th day. The airship takes you back to the park. 9th rule. Go home with the girl and lie down in the bed again.
What?
The 10th day. You will not know what happens on the 10th day unless you have observed all of the rules from the previous days. You should also tell this story to someone while you are awake. Otherwise, you will go back to the first day of the dream.
Finally it ended, bro.
The manhole. The urban legend surrounding this manhole was about a girl named Mayumi. One day, when she was walking towards her all-girls school, she saw another girl, a fellow classmate, who was often bullied. Bullying could often get extreme at these all-girls schools, like Mayumi's, and she did not want to be the odd one out, so she bullied the girl along with the rest of the class. She remembered saying cruel things to this poor woman. Mayumi once saw the girl was jumping on a manhole. 9, 9, 9, 9. The girl kept muttering while she jumped. Mayumi asked the girl what the hell she was doing, but got ignored. Angered, she pushed the girl away and stood on the manhole herself. At the exact moment she did this, the girl who had been pushed away, quickly using all her strength, removed the lid on the manhole. Mayumi fell right into it. The girl put the lid back on and was smiling with satisfaction. She started jumping again, this time muttering 10, 10.
But I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't want to watch this anymore, okay?
Scaredy cat.
Okay,
Wait, can I see the comments? Okay. How about the one that animated, sorry. The one that poisoned me.
Guys, should I end this live stream and resume donating to people? Should I donate to you?
Yeah, what's up? Timmy 10, probably 10, 10, 10.
Sushi, gohan. Sushi, gohan.
Okay guys, so I'm gonna be donating to people, and please donate. And I'll make a new live stream and I'm gonna come back.
No, that's so mean.
So see you in the next live stream. Bye.
No, that's so mean.
I'm gonna do it in like 20 or 10 minutes. So bye.
So what are you gonna do next?